Hi there, it's me again, your Lavanya. We are continuing our discussion on Thiruvarutpayan, verse number 16. Let's look at the verse first. Oliyum, Irulum, Ulagum, Alarkan, Telivil Yenil, Yen Seya. Today's verse is written in the form of a question, but it is not a very straightforward question. The answer is already there within the statement itself. So it's a very clear one. Now let's look at the interpretation of this particular verse. He talks about three things. Now let's look at it. What are we seeing around us? One is the world, right? We see the trees, the plants, house, car, estates, dogs, cats, all those we are seeing around us. What else do we see? Oh, we see daylight. What else do we see? Oh, we do also know that there is a night, because I'm not able to see anything. So I'm able to realize there is night, which is full of darkness. So imagine day, night, the world, everything is very clear to us only with the help of eyesight. Imagine when someone loses the power of eyesight, do you think they can differentiate what is night, what is day, what are the worldly things and all these? They will not be able to understand what we are talking about it as well. Apparently, this particular analogy is given to us to explain something which is a very good example for us to relate with what is that we see in this world. Eyes is an example for soul. So we are, you have to imagine, soul, we are the equivalent of eyes now. When the soul is given education, what kind of education are we expecting? Is it to become a doctor, to become an engineer, to become a scientist, to become a rocket engineer? Obviously no. Those are all going to give us money, but where is this money going to take us? Apparently nowhere. Nowhere. Even when we are dead, we are not able to take this money with us. So, do you think these education standards is going to give us a clarity about God, about Arnavam, about what we are going through right now? It can be good or bad, good or not so good experiences that we, because there is nothing called as a bad experience though, yeah. So it's a good or a not so good experience that we are going through. Do you think all these are going to be explained using the education that we are going through right now? Apparently not. Very clear, no. Obvious one, obvious answer. So now let's look at the next one. How do we understand that there is something called as Arnavam, which is ignorance? How do we know there is something called as Maya, which is this world? How do we know there is something called as Kamma, which is whatever experience we are going through? It is only based on the education that is given to us, and those educational standards are religious and spiritual education. Now, the spiritual education that we are receiving is like the power of sight. Imagine if I'm given the power of sight, the first thing I will know is the reason for my suffering. Why am I crying? Why am I agitated with something? Why am I getting annoyed with someone's behavior? Why am I getting depressed by something that I'm losing? Why am I feeling happy about it? Why am I feeling so excited about it? So all the emotions that we are going through is the reason or the cause is caused because of our ignorance. Because we feel that I am the one doing it. When I feel I am the one doing it, obviously we start sulking in those feelings, which is going to be either happiness or sadness. Now imagine when I have a clarity, nothing is caused because of me. Everything is predestined, pre-planned. Everything is happening based on some kind of a cause and effect analysis. We will simply be able to take it. It will be a breeze through. Our life journey will be a breeze through. Now, what education is giving this? Do you think our PhDs or our doctor education, which is MBBS, or our engineering education is going to give us? No. That's where the spiritual education is needed. Spiritual education is going to give us a clarity about what is ignorance. What is this world made of? It's all made of this 36 tattvams which we saw earlier. The 36 tattvams is the one which is, the earth is made of the 36 tattvams. So now evaluate, do you think this is going to be permanent? Do you think this is what we are living for? No, we have to elevate ourselves. So, what is the real education for the soul is whatever education that gives us a clarity about light, which means the most important one, the light that we are talking about, is to achieve realization. What is hindering us? The darkness. The darkness is nothing but ignorance. And the third one that we have to be aware of is the worldly pleasures that is most of the time trying to tie us down. So these are the three areas we must be very clear about, we must be cautious about, and that is what today's verse talks about. So what education we need to receive, the soul has to receive, and the soul has to be clear about is who is God, what is ignorance, and at the same time rather Arnavam, and the third one we need to be aware of is the 36 tattvams. As a simple verse, but it's very hard to practice. It comes only by practicing sadhana. We have to continuously keep doing this, only then we can achieve the fruit. I'll come back again with the next verse very soon. Until then, bye-bye.